What's up, guys? It's your commissioner for the Beeros Tribe Fantasy Football League, here for a Week 9 recap, going into a little bit of Week 10. There's only 5 weeks left in the season, so you teams at 2-7, you better win 4 of these next 5 weeks and hope you get some help, or it's not looking great for you. Week 9 in general in the NFL was really strange. We had a lot of really good teams losing to really bad teams, which is kind of how my week in fantasy football went. I have a good team, and I lost to Matt Mullins' really bad team. I can't say a whole lot. I had the lowest scoring team of the week. Not really a whole lot you can do when your quarterback is listed as questionable, and they don't list him out until the first games of the day start. So I was forced to pick up a quarterback at the last minute, which not great. I made 2 really bad last minute decisions at noon, and it cost me. So it happens, you know, I'm not worried about it. Matt Mullins beat me 94-60. Mullins' team actually didn't play that great either. His second highest scorer was his kicker. So I think he just got a little bit lucky that he ended up playing me on my worst week of maybe ever in this league. Moving down the list here, we got AJ moving to 6-3 with a 111-77 win over JAVO. JAVO had that 2-game streak snapped. AJ had a really good week. He had 2 different players score over 35 points. It's going to be tough to beat. Actually, those 2 players alone would have beat my team. So, and they almost beat JAVO's team by itself too. So, yeah, we'll keep going. JAVO's got a tough hole to dig out of. Moving down here, Kyler tried to fight me for that low score of the week with 65. Barely got me because of some Monday Night Football magic from the Steelers, surprisingly, because Big Ben can't seem to throw a ball more than 10 yards down the field. Kyler actually lost to his brother Keaton 92-65. 92 is really not that impressive either. He only had 1 player score over 14 points. Just kind of shows you how strange the week was. But he does move to 6-3 and into second place in the standings. Talking about the luckiest win of the week, we have Ross beating Matt Brand 79-74. So really, there were only a few people in the league that Ross could have beat this week, and he really needed it, because even with this win, he's still in 8th place. Man, look at these scores. They're so bad. Only 1 player in that entire matchup scored more than 12.5 points, and it was Ryan Tannehill. Crazy. Then moving on down, Rob's team moves to 2-7 after only scoring 79 points, basically handing Derek a free win, 107 points over Rob. Derek's in 7-2 in first place. And I guess, man, his team didn't outscore AJ's, but his team looked a little better from top to bottom. You know, he's working pretty hard to lock up that #1 spot, and I think Derek's team's going to be pretty tough to beat here going into the playoffs. Let's take a look at the standings then right now. Alright, so there are the standings. Like I said, Derek's in first at 7-2. We've got Keaton and AJ tied at 6-3. We've got 3 teams at 5-4, all 3 of the Matt teams. That rounds out your current playoff projected teams, followed up by Kyler at 4-5, Ross at 3-6, and then Rob and JAVO at 2-7. Like I said earlier, there's only 5 weeks left in the regular season, so if Rob and JAVO go on a 5-game winning streak, they still only end the season at 500. So they're going to really need some help from a couple of these teams, and they need people to go on some big losing streaks. In the prop bet, again, I started Jordan Love for the Green Bay Packers, his first start ever, not knowing that this week's prop bet was going to be quarter hack, which is the lowest scoring quarterback score of the week, and I thought for sure after that got picked that I probably won it. Then I looked back and saw that not only did Matt Brand start Joe Burrow, who got 10.2 points, and Matt Brand wins the prop bet for the week, but Jordan Love wasn't even the worst quarterback in his own game because he scored 1.5 more than Patrick Mahomes. So, I don't know. The Chiefs are winning the last 2 weeks, but they look terrible. Anyway, let me flash the prop bets up there so you guys can just take a look again. Remember, this one was quarter hack. So, congratulations, Matt Brand. I'll send you your 15 bucks here as I'm posting this video. So, we are going to take a quick look here at the Week 10 upcoming games. Bear with me for a second while this pulls up. All right, I'm just going to start at the top. Right now, the projections look pretty close. I'm taking on Kyler's team. I'm 5-4. Kyler's 4-5. So we're both kind of, trying to make a push for the playoffs here at the end. Our projections are pretty close. I really need Kyler Murray to play this week. There's a chance he won't. Kyler's got Patrick Mahomes. I've got Tyreek Hill. So, hopefully Mahomes decides to throw all those touchdowns to Tyreek this week. All right, we've got two playoff teams or potential playoff teams meeting up when AJ takes on Mullins. I think AJ's got all 9 of his players in, but he's projected with a pretty low score, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Mullins is looking to get a full week here from Christian McCaffrey, so his team might turn a corner here at the end of or the midway of the season. Moving on down, we've got 2 of the 3 bottom teams in the league as JAVO takes on Ross. Again, so if these 2 teams both need wins to try to make the playoffs, it's going to kind of be unfortunate they've got to play each other. This could really ultimately knock one of these teams out of the running. Ross is hoping that Aaron Rodgers might come back from the whole COVID list thing. Russ Wilson's also coming back from his injury, getting some surgery on his finger. Ross has 3 quarterbacks on his team. I guess when half of them are hurt and half of them don't know what a vaccine is, I guess that's what you need. And JAVO's putting a lot of faith in Tampa Bay from the looks of it. Maybe that's why his team's no good. Moving on down the list, we've got team number 1 against team number 2 as Derek takes on Keaton. I think both of these teams are, essentially locked in for the playoffs. So it doesn't really matter who loses this one. I guess some of us in the 5-4 range probably hope that Derek just goes on a tear and kind of brings the field back a little bit. But Derek's got multiple quarterbacks on his too, so he's got to make some decisions. And right now, Keaton's favored by almost over 20 points. And then at the bottom of the list here, we've got Matt Brand against Rob. Projections have Brand ahead a little bit. Rob's got a little decision here to make with a couple quarterbacks on the list too, but Rob's running backs have been really good all year, so I'm not 100% sure why he hasn't been able to put more wins together. Maybe if he'd have accepted that trade I sent him the last week, he'd have had some wide receiver help. Just saying. Yeah, as we look, that's about it. I know Kansas City's got Sunday Night Football, so that'll be fun as they play against the Oakland Raiders, who play in Las Vegas. Good luck to those teams at the bottom of the list. I'm saying that. My team's looked pretty bad the last couple weeks, so I need a win too. I don't really have a whole lot else to say. Kind of drawing a blank, so I'll draw it there. Good luck this week, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will do it again next week. Have a good one.